This next one says, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait until you get the bill from regret. I already know what this is going to be because I preach this a lot.
So this specific one's from Tim Grover.
Yeah.
If you don't know who that is,
I do know who
he's
that is.
a businessman, motivational speaker, personal trainer,
Yeah.
and owner of Attack Athletics.
Yep.
And then he worked with some big name athletes like Kobe Bryant, Dwayne Wade, and Michael Jordan in their primes.
Yeah. Yeah. He's also got 2 or 3 books on our recommended reading list, and has been a book or 2 that has been in, I think, the first chapter or the second chapter of the men's group. I'm very familiar with who this dude is. And that line actually comes from one of his books. Right.
I tell the story in the book where my daughter came up to me when she was like 5 years old and says, "Daddy, why do you travel so much?" And so I said, "Sweetheart, this is how I take care of the family. This is how I provide for you. This is how I take care of Mom. This is how I put a roof over the head. This is how I put food on the table." She goes, "Daddy, if I eat less, will you stay home more?" At age 5. I was packing for a trip.
She was 5 when she said that, and it still affects him. Homeboy is crying right now.
Now, if this was a fairy tale, I'd have unpacked my bag, I'd have grabbed her hand, we'd have went out for ice cream. I kept packing. Now, I'm not telling anybody out there that's a decision they should make. But that was my decision. And then many years later, I sat down my daughter and I said, "Hey, I want to talk to you." And I wanted to discuss with her why Dad is the way he is. And before I could even start, she goes, "Dad, I understand." She goes, "I understand." She goes, "I could see what you provided for Mom and I. I could see the sacrifices you made for us."
Was it important for you to hear that?
Yes, very important. And I just never knew when the right time was. And then one day I just said, "This is the day."
Whoops. That's also a conversation that we've had in depth quite a bit on the podcast, because there are things from my past that I missed out on because I was chasing success.
Right.
And one of those things was my daughter's graduation. And like, the graduation when I was growing up, you got one. It was high school. And then college if you went to college. Now you get a graduation every year because you're going from 1st to 2nd grade. Like, that's not a graduation. That's just life. You know what I mean? So like, I missed out on a couple of those growing up, but I did miss out on her high school graduation. I've missed out on a couple other really big moments in her life too. And some of it was by choice. Some of it was because I was too busy doing other things, trying to build the success that we have now. But if I didn't do the things that I did in the past to get to where I am currently, I wouldn't be able to do the things that I do. Sending her money when she needs it,
Right.
whenever she needs it. Like, donating to dog rescues, getting families Christmases money and paying off fucking layaway at Walmart. And like all the shit that we do behind the scenes would not be a feasible thing had I not made the sacrifices that I made in my life. But my daughter understands that, so much so that when I was talking to her the other day, she said to me that the only good life she has ever had was when she was living in my house, which fucking killed me, because even when she was living with me, I was grinding. Like, we had a relationship, obviously. She was my daughter, but like I was still working 13, 14-hour days at the time. And there was days that she'd come and sit at the shop with me or sit at the gym with me when I owned the gym. And like she would do her homework there, and like she got to hang out with all the bros, and like that was a thing for her for a little while, but she got to experience a side of life through my experiences that she would have otherwise never experienced because of the people that she was around.
Right.
I really like this dude. I'm gonna finish the video. I just wanted to chime in with that.
I was going to say this last part's the hardest part.
This is the day. She goes, "You taught me how to make the toughest decisions in life." She goes, "Not only taught me, you showed me." He told me how to be independent, when to be dependent, when to be independent. So sometimes when you think you're making the wrong decision or you have to making the toughest decision because you're thinking about somebody else and the consequences, if you think the price of winning is too high, wait till you get the bill from regret.
Yeah, he says that in the book. He actually says that in his book. And he's not wrong.
Right.
You know, they say that your life is when you die, the things that flash before your eyes are the things that you paid attention to in life because that sculpted your reality. There are a lot of people who have a lot of fucking regret in life, and I'm one of them. But my regrets all came from making decisions that made me miss out on things that I shouldn't have missed out on. You know what I mean? Like, so it's one of those things that, like, though I have that regret, I wouldn't change the decisions that I've made because where I am currently, I'm living my best life right now. You know what I mean? So, like, I don't know. That's a rough one. That is rough.
Yeah, for sure. I missed a lot of my older twos, young years in the Army between basic, AIT, and all the other different 30-day stints that I would have to go out and do for trainings.
Yeah.
Hey guys, if you enjoyed that, found it entertaining, funny, or even learned something you didn't know before, share it. And if you're not subscribed, why aren't you? And for those of you who want to support us, get access to exclusive content and live streams, we do have a Patreon. All the links are in the description.